Hi guys, I'm Rowan from HT Walter, and today I'm going to be doing some cutting of some chicken with you as well. I'm going to do 3 different chickens. We're going to do just a simple breaking down into supremes, legs, for your little cuts at home. I'm going to bone one out for you, and we'll spatchcock, which is just moving the backbone. Now our chickens today, got some beautiful white free-range chickens from Creedy Carver Farm. Let's go into it. So with your chicken, generally you're made up of 4 major joints. You've got your 2 legs, 2 breasts. Separately to that, we have our wings on our side, and going towards the back we have the back carcass and just the bone, your parson's nose. It's fairly simple. First thing I'm going to do in breaking down this chicken into the 4 major components is take off the legs. So between your breast bone there and your legs, you've got some loose skin here. Now just a knife, you're going to clip that, and then you can almost pull it away and push. And what that does, that releases that hip bone straight out the joint. Now, tip of your knife at the top where the thigh meets going towards the wing, you're going to scoop around. Now what you want to make sure, if you look, you've got this thick little muscle here, and what we call that is the oyster. It's a muscle that often gets forgotten when people cut down chickens, but that's a lovely, beautiful, tender little muscle which you want to keep on your thigh. So just tip of your knife, you're going to cut in, and you want to scoop that, make sure you've got that oyster scooped out, and keep it on that thigh. And then pulling the meat away, it does the job for you. So what you've done there, you've taken the leg off, there's your thigh there, you can see where the thigh joins into the drumstick. And like I said before, you've got that beautiful little muscle, which we call the oyster, lovely tender, most tender bit of the leg. You want to make sure you keep that on there for the cooking later. Just going to take the other leg off now. Same again, using the weight of the leg, you can almost pull it away once you've cut that skin. And because you're coming from the other side, you're going to attack that oyster from the top, from the back, other side, and make sure to scoop that muscle out. Cut down. And there's your beautiful legs there. The next thing we'll look at is getting these supremes off. So what you have the backbone going to the leg at the back here, and then much harder bone going towards the back where the breastbone's on what we call the crown of the chicken. In between the middle of the breast you have a soft cartilage bone. Now this is going to be a bone that we're going to cut down either side of in a minute. First, what I like to do, just loosen that off there, lets you get a start on it. And then just with your knife you want to cut down the center line. Just try and make sure you're scraping against that center bone. What I like to do is face the knife up, away from you at all times, away from your fingers as well. And just give yourself a nice start there. And then what that lets you do is just peel your supreme away from the bone as you cut. Scrape down the side of the wishbone. Follow it all the way around, and what you'll eventually hit at the bottom, along this little, almost similar to a marrow bone but not quite, is where you meet the joint of your wing. Cut straight through, and then straight at the skin. And what that will leave you with is your supreme with an entire wing on. Now what we do when we sell a supreme, when anyone sells a supreme, they'll cut between the first bone, or what we call the first bone, what we call the drumette of the wing, and the second bone, what we call the winglet of the wing. Just cut through that joint there, and that leaves you with your beautiful supreme, skin on, lovely wing joint on the side. Leaves you with a tip and a wing, beautiful little middle cut wing. The tips you can take off, or you can cook it with the wing, either or. What I'll do, I'll take off the other supreme and just, again, same thing, just on the other side, you're following that central bone, pulling that meat away from the bone as you cut. Just lets you see exactly where you're going. And then you reach the bottom, cut through the joint, you've separated your bone. Now, you've got this beautiful carcass here. Lovely, go for a beautiful soup. There's lots of meat that can be had off that if you cook it the right way. You need to boil that down for stock, pick the meat off, and you can make a soup out of it. Next we'll look at our other breast. Now what I'm going to do with this one, instead of taking it for supreme where I took the wing joint off at the joint, I'm going to take the wing off whole. So I turn it upside down, and you'll see all you've got to do is just scoop round there, and it releases it from the edge. You've got that nice little bit of cartilage where it does meet the wing there. So you've got your whole wing there, ready to go for a nice barbecue. And then we'll left the wing. Now what I want a skinless breast here. So what I'm going to do is as simple as get a nice good grip of the skin, pull back, skin straight off. You shouldn't let that skin go to waste either. There's many things that can be useful. Give a little trim to your breast and we have a beautiful skinless breast. Another way of utilising chickens is spatchcocking. Now to a butcher, spatchcocking is literally just removing the backbone out and then breaking the wishbone that flattens the chicken out. Very good in barbecue season, but can be used as a way of roasting a bird a bit quicker than the usual cooking time. Now if you have a pair of nice good hard kitchen scissors, the ideal thing is either side of this hard backbone you've got some nice soft rib bones. You will just cut straight down. Fortunately all I've got is knives. I'm not going to use my more delicate curved boner. I'm going to use a bit of a stronger hard straight knife. Now with the chicken, breast facing downwards, neck end facing down to the block, either side of the parson's nose, good strong grip, make sure your fingers are not below your knife. I'm just going to push straight down, straight hard push all the way through. Now what that does, what you'll see the hard backbone, which you'll find it very difficult to cut straight through like that, but next to it you've got the soft bones. Like I said, got a nice good pair of strong scissors. They'd be ideal, much safer than using a knife for this, but if you just have a knife, this is very easy to do. Now all I've literally got to do now is come down the other side. Same thing, hold that past the nose, nice hard grip, make sure your fingers are not below the cutting edge of your knife, cut straight down, hold, nice hard grip, straight through and you're through. That's your backbone out. The next thing is, you've opened up the cavity, you can see everything, but obviously your chicken's not quite flat. It's very simple, there's no finesse to this whatsoever. Grip your chicken at your end, at your neck end, either side, hold these two bits of bone here. What you're going to do, just open up, and just open up the other side, break it. What it's doing is breaking the cartilage, and all that does, just let you push down, you've got a flattened out chicken there. Now, like I said, that can be done as a roast like that. You've got a couple of nice long wooden or metal skewers, skewer them through the back of the legs, through the breast to the other side, marinate that up and get it on a barbecue. And that's your spatchcock chicken.